We're back, and it is quick scope time. Max, you set up these questions for us.
No, I didn't. Matt set up the questions. These were Matt's questions.
Matt set up the questions a few days ago prior to leaving.
Yes.
Then he said to get to them because we've been doing those X Games team previews.
So many good team previews. Not enough time to do the quick scope.
Yeah, I mean, that's kinda how it works.
We're going to do
X Games
it.
takes a little bit more precedence.
Well, yes. And we're going to do it. And I'm going to win, like I won last time.
Not at all. So,
But Will's not in the control room, so I don't know if I'm going to win this time.
we want to get you guys involved. We have
Please.
The quick scope is all about hearing your thoughts in the chat, as well as utilizing the hashtag #QuickScopeJack or #QuickScopeMax. Let us know your thoughts on these questions. Let us know who you think is winning the arguments. First things first. First question we're going right into. There are rumors of Replays retiring after X Games. If he did, who would replace him, and or what would happen to Denial as I drop my pen? Max, you start. Put you on the spot.
I don't know you're going to put me on the spot like that.
Sorry.
So, I've seen these rumors,
Yeah.
and I feel like if he did retire, the team would kind of implode a little bit. I feel like, if they don't play well at X Games,
Yeah.
I feel like Clay might leave, go to a different team.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Clay's the first one who leaves?
I think Clay's the first one to lose, yeah. And then at that point, either they build around J-Cap and Attach, or one of those players leaves,
Wow.
and then they build around them. I feel like, I don't know, that's what I feel. I feel like if replays,
I'll take this one.
Okay, so tell me what you think is gonna happen. Who are they gonna pick up if they stay together, Jack?
No, I think that I immediately think that if they wind up breaking up, if Replays retires, I think they build their squad around Clayster. I think Clayster stays with the Denial brand. He's found a home there. I think him and Robbie wind up looking to possibly pick up 2 more players. I think, honestly, if anyone winds up staying, I kind of see Attach sticking with this team. I think that J-Cap might wind up going and finding a different organization. Or even, you know who I'd be super hyped to see on the squad? Who I'd be super pumped to fill the Replay spot? Would be a player like Merc. Give him a shot. Fill that objective role. Do you think Merc could fill the Replay's role? Honestly. Think of how Replays is to play for that team. I think Merc could fill it.
You just suggested that they should replace Replays with Merc.
You don't think Merc at all could fill that role?
What has Merc done in Season 2? No hate towards Joey.
I'm just saying he's just been on a bunch of different teams in some awkward situations. But put that aside. In your heart, just saying, do you think he could fill that role?
As far as being just an objective player?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, but
Okay.
I feel like...
And you've said before that Replays is a dedicated, objective player for this team, meaning he does like 85% of the work. You don't think Merc could fill that role?
I feel like that team wouldn't play together with Merc. Those 3 would not play together with Merc.
As in personalities clashing?
No, it wouldn't be their first choice to pick up. I feel like if Clay...
You didn't give us an option for who they thought they were going to pick up.
Well, because my option was that they wouldn't stay together. But
Wow.
if Clay would stay on the brand...
Wow.
If Clay would stay on the brand and build around him, I think Attach would stay.
Okay.
But, if they do stay with the brand, I don't know if Merc is the first player they pick up. I think you would look at some players that don't qualify at Season 3, because there are a lot of good players at that event.
What about Sensor? Do you see Sensor working with a Denial, or do you think he stays with his phase position he's in right now?
No.
No?
I don't think they're not pick up Sensor.
That's an interesting thing. Chat, what do you think? First thing that comes up is Doug, Sensor, Martin. Apparently, I'm drunk. I think I gave a good
Okay, yeah. I'm putting my glasses on so I can see a little more sophisticated.
Replays is on another level compared to Merc. Clay is there to build Denial. Where would Clay go?
Sensor Martin.
Yeah, people immediately...
No, Replays did not leave. They were just rumors of him
They're rumors.
retiring.
Yeah, he's still in.
Aches to Denial. If Prophecy doesn't qualify, possibly.
Team Mask thinks they're going to reform Garbage Envy without Nameless. Wow.
See, that's what I don't think they would do.
I don't see Merc playing with that.
I don't think anyone from E6 is an option either. Maybe someone like, if Epsilon doesn't qualify, maybe like someone like Remy. I feel like Remy would fit in that team well. I feel like Nakathan would fit in that team well.
Possibly.
But Merc? No, I can't believe I'm losing this.
I think
this is the misdirection.
You know what I think it is?
This is the
You know what I
misdirection
think it is? I think your biggest issue is that you think that Clay leaves Denial and doesn't stick with that brand. I don't see where he goes elsewhere. I think he stays there and continues to build that brand and team around himself. Because I don't think it's the denial squad not getting along. I think it's just they've had some awkward situations as of late in regards to who's available to play in things, and kind of where it worked out. I think you shot yourself in the foot by saying that Clay leaves denial. That's gonna do it for question number 1.
That's
Apathy or Aqua would be awesome. People are saying Nade shot in all caps. I don't.
Nade shot.
They,
Nade shot. I think Nade shot.
Yeah. You think that?
I'm joking.
People thinking they don't need an objective.
That's what Ben does. Ben's like Nade shot.
Yeah, people are saying they don't need an objective. They need a Slayer.
Right. So someone like Nagafin would be a great pickup for that team.
Well, I'm just saying. Now, then, do you think that if Replays retires, but you said just in general, let's say they place well enough, Replays still retires no matter what. The team decides they want to stick together. Do all 3 of them stick together, or do you just see pieces of them staying together? Like, let's say a J-Cap leaves or an Attach leaves.
I feel like Clay and Attach would most likely stay together.
Yeah, that's what we both
right. We both agree on that one. But I mean, I think Nagafin and Remy would.
That's if they don't qualify.
Right. If they don't qualify, Epsilon look like a favorite to qualify. But if they don't, I feel like Nagafin and Remy would accent Clay and Attach very well. Accent. But congratulations, you won the first question. Big deal. That was a tough one. You threw it at me. I thought you were going first. We talked about this before the show went live. Second question, Jack. Crowdfunding in Call of Duty, is it realistic? Matt Morello wants to know.
Now I want to preface this with something. Is it realistic at the moment?
Is it realistic, as it says in the script?
Is it realistic? Obviously, it's realistic.
Is it okay?
Could it potentially happen, but a lot of things need to fall into place. So for right now, my answer is if right now you ask, can you crowdfund for it? No. Because there's a bunch of different reasonings. One, if you're going to crowdfund for a game or for an event, there needs to be something in return that you give back to the people donating. In Dota 2, the compendium, you get an aspect of in-game item or something along those lines that benefits you in the game. And you overall feel better about donating. You're much more willing if you get something in return. That's how it works. So right now, there's nothing that you see that in Call of Duty. Yes, there was a COD Champs Exo Pack, but none of that money went towards boosting the COD Champs prize pool.
Right.
If they wind up doing something like this, which I feel like could happen, if the teams, Activision, MLG, other organizations involved in this Sledgehammer all get on the same page and say, all right, here, if we're going to do a reason to raise money, the championship teams to the events, let's just say, I know it's far out, but people are saying for the MLG World Championship out in October, if it somehow is crowdfunded, I think it needs to be, let's say, an Envy personalization pack, as we've said, to finish out the year, or an Optic one, or a Phase one, or an E6 one for whoever's in the championship bracket, so that the teams, players, and organizations all involved benefit from this. Because honestly, growing a prize pool can only help in any way. Giving back to the people who donate can only help. So that's why I feel it at this very moment, right now, no. But if all the companies involved work together and can come to a common ground, then absolutely it can wind up working out, because you know the community wants to give. You know the community wants it to grow. Do I think it'll raise as much as, say, Dota 2, which is already at, what, almost 11 million? No. I would love for it to.
Yeah,
but
it won't come anywhere close.
Yeah, but I definitely think it could happen, but it has to happen it would be in the future. There would be a lot that has to come into play. Your thoughts?
Right now, 100% not realistic.
Yeah.
Maybe even Black Ops 3, not realistic. I will say, the EXO pack for COD Champs this year was a huge step forward.
Yeah.
Especially for, the display of esports in Call of Duty, other than saying, oh, MLG blank is live, go watch it at MLG, as an in-game message, right?
Yeah.
The having the COD Champs EXO pack, the camo and everything, that was huge. But it's extremely tough, and I don't know if we would ever see crowdfunding in Call of Duty, just because of how many steps you have to take to, solidify whether, through Xbox, Activision, all the third-party, everything you have to go through to get the crowdfunding approved, and, whatever team you're going to use for, the branding, and, I mean, obviously Optic is an easy one to say, but...
Let me quickly ask the chat a question.
Okay, I'm in the middle of my... Go for it.
No, this is really quick. Just so that we can get our answer.
Okay, go, say it.
Chat, let me know right now. Would you pay $5?
Everyone would pay $5.
No,
that's not the point.
No, hold on. Would you pay $5 to $10 piece of it would go to crowdfunding, let's say a fourth of it. In return, you'd get your favorite team's EXO, and the prize pool would go up.
Of course, people would obviously spend money on that. I would spend. No, that's not my argument. My argument is there's too many steps in the whole process of getting the crowdfunding.
I'm not saying that's your argument at all. I'm just asking the people.
Well, no, you're trying to get votes because obviously.
How am I trying to get votes at all? I just want to hear their thoughts.
That's a rhetorical question. Everyone would pay. Anyway, so it's very hard.
We're both in the same boat on this one.
Right.
It's not even like
when it comes down to Valve and Steam, like Valve made Steam. They can greenlight anything, get it in the game, and 1, 2, 3. It's extremely easy.
Yeah.
Especially on a PC. So it's very hard to get all the steps approved. I don't know if we would see it in Black Ops 3. I don't even know if we would see it in whatever the next game is. Ghosts 2.
Yeah.
I hope that's not Ghosts 2. But whatever it is, it's not. I don't think it's as realistic as people hope it to be.
Well, let's end the question here. We're both on the same page.
Gentlemen shake
50,
on the tie.
50.
Every tie, gentlemen shake.
Absolutely. Overall, a lot of people saying, hell yeah, I don't has any money. One person says.
Well, you need to get some money.
Yeah, but I definitely think the community is behind it. It's easy for people to say they'll donate it.
I would buy every team pack in the game if it was in the game.
I honestly would too. I would as well. But here's the thing. Would it be as open if there was nothing in return, if it was just raising money? I don't think so.
One thing, like the compendium, what it does really well is it's one sole item for the entire game. I think if you did OG, Envy, FaZe, Elevate, it would hurt as far as overall sales because people will buy OG and Envy or FaZe more than, say, perhaps Elevate.
Yeah.
So I think if they did do crowdfunding, it should be one item, whatever it is, like COD Exo Pack or COD Camo, something along those lines. But I would rock a Boys in Blue Exo suit, of course.
I would rock many Exos. So, next question we have. And this is something that's been talked about a lot. We've so many tournaments, whether it's online or LAN so far this year. So much COD being played at all times, and a lot of people are burned out, to be quite honest with you. Do we have too many online tournaments? Does it stunt game growth? Max, it's your turn to lead.
Does it stunt game growth in terms of?
I didn't write this question.
Yeah, this is Matt's question.
Does it stunt? I don't know.
What did Matt Morello mean by this question?
Maybe like does it stunt just how much people want to tune in? Like by how much there is it just oversaturated?
No.
No?
No, not at all.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, I mean, it's weekend tournaments. Everyone loves to tune into weekend tournaments. And as far as game growth, I guess in terms of like a meta or anything, no, it keeps the meta fresh because people can try new things every weekend. Like especially for teams who aren't in the pro league or can't go and attend every event. People like anyone can. We can make a team and compete in the 2K. We get first rounded because.
Well.
Okay, maybe second rounded.
You, yeah.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say you're awful. Anyway, no, it doesn't stunt game growth. I don't think we have too many as far as online tournaments. I mean, does he mean like online tournaments in 2Ks and 5Ks?
Are you done?
Well, this is a very confusing question.
All right, well, I understand it, and I'm going to answer.
Okay, so you're going to say yes.
No, because here's what I'm going to say. I think that right now, currently, we have so many tournaments going on and just so much stuff that it's all great. It's only good things, but the issue is that I think a lot of people would agree is that like when a 5K would happen, remember how hyped you used to get when a 5K would come on at the beginning, like in Ghosts and like the beginning of AW because they were rare. It was something that it was 2K, 5K. Everyone would tune in, super hyped because it doesn't happen every weekend. That's why LANs, people explode in watching, not only because A, it's a crowd, B, they're all on LAN, but C, because they don't happen every single weekend. When it's something that happens once every 6 weeks, if you don't get to tune in as often, you're going to make sure that weekend I'm ready to watch. If there's a 10K, you know how rare 10Ks are? You know how many more people tune in for those? Because they're special. That's what people loved about those 2Ks and 5Ks. People hope we see that more in the future because not being able to kind of enjoy friends and stuff like that on the weekends, it's a tough spot to be in for some of these players.
People want to watch their favorite teams compete every weekend.
Oh,
more tournaments is not bad for Call of Duty.
But you don't think one weekend day off or less is horrible?
There are some weekends off.
For holidays and LANs.
Exactly. So you want
to... every other free weekend, which is probably 40 weekends out of the year, Maybe
40 weekends.
Maybe.
Okay, there's 52 weekends in a year,
Yeah.
Jack.
All right, maybe 35
Do you
or
want
2Ks and 5Ks.
and then what? Like, how many of those were lands? How many of those were holidays?
I'm just saying, there's
Your
just
math is off.
it's pretty close
No,
to that many.
No. Less tournaments is not good for Call of Duty. More tournaments is good. More competition, more people playing, more people tuning in on Saturdays and Sundays watching their favorite teams compete, like OG and everyone.
Once again, we're talking about online.
Right, online.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. More online tournaments are good, especially like 250 series and having more people, earn pro points that way.
Yeah.
Like people can grind the game and come up with new stuff. But
Another thing that people talk about is how expensive it is, and I think that and I think that right now it's overwhelming for an amateur player to try to get in because pro points mean so much.
Right.
That for a 2K and 5K every weekend to even just miss an opportunity at 1 or 2, it could majorly hurt you because
Where's the chest?
you could possibly make a run in one of those events to get a lot of pro points. A lot of people are saying quickscope Jack because they know I'm right.
Jack has no idea what the quickscope is. I agree.
What? You read the
Sorry,
one
but-
negative thing because we're going back and forth in a debate. That's exactly what we're doing.
Well, yeah, but should be winning this debate.
Not at all. You need to realize.
hate how it looks
So you
flashed up.
think that people getting burned out and playing too much and then getting overly frustrated is bad instead of having refreshed and people being like, can't wait for the 5K this weekend. Everyone should tune in, super hyped, and then people like prior to it,
It's
like
your job. That's your job. You're a professional Call of Duty player. Play on the weekends.
All right.
I think more tournaments is fine.
we got our votes.
Do you think it stunts game growth? In terms of like
See,
meta?
that question is weird. Like game
Well,
growth.
that's what the actual question was. I'm pretty sure.
But game growth, as in the meta,
Yes, I think that's what he meant.
I don't think it stunts the game growth in the meta at all. Because you just play.
Yeah, me either. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
okay.
But I'm saying.
I don't think that's what his question was because the two don't correlate at all. Do we have too many online tournaments? Question mark. Does it stunt game growth? No.
This is what happens when we let Matt make the questions.
I don't think it stunts game growth because there's enough time for people during the day on the weekdays and weeknights if they're not playing a 250 series to easily be able to test out new things and practice them in scrims. So
All right, I'll
that's
give you
in that one.
Whatever.
Question 3 going to be as well. Question 4. This is a big one. And chat, I really want to hear your thoughts on this one. Call of Duty to PS4 pros and cons. A lot of people have been saying, and there's been some leaks here and there and signs pointing towards potentially PS4 and Sony now having the exclusive or rights to Call of Duty, which we've seen on Xbox for years in the past. I'll start off with this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't see how it's a positive thing at all for RC. I think it's very negative. We just had to switch from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. Now to possibly have to switch over to the PS4, which for some people could be another $400 of cost, if not more.
Keeping them on.
You're having to get PlayStation Live or whatever their PlayStation stuff is called. Big thing, chat. Is that something you'd be able to afford? Are you more than willing to do that? Would that hurt your following in Call of Duty? I think that it would only hurt us. A lot of people say that Xbox is the console for competitive. I mean, you could kind of argue back and forth depending on how you feel on the Xbox One versus PS4 issue. But I only think negative things come from having to switch our entire competitive scene from one console to another. It's not something you see in PC. You know what I'm saying? It's
Duh, because you're not. Well, duh. I mean, like, they're not gonna get a PC2 or a PC3.
But I'm saying, thanks, man.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
But what I'm saying is that
you ask a dumb question, you get a dumb answer, Jack.
it wasn't a question. I said it's not.
Dumb statements get dumb replies. I love it.
Wow. So now you're trying to just take shots at.
Well, because there's no way I can win this question. I can't argue the other way around.
I think you can easily agree with me.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
And we should just concede this question and both agree that it's
Well,
a bad
let's see
thing.
if people think they might just like me more.
No, you went first.
No PS4. PS4 is
My
the best.
quickscope thing is a little slanted. Look at it.
You're weird, dude. No PS4. People are not doing it. Xbox is best. Only PS2 and PSP is godlike. Do both consoles.
Were you around during Black Ops 1?
Yeah.
Do you remember MW?
I was at MLG Providence 2011.
Remember Black Ops 1 on MW3? Oh, sorry, on PS3, Jesus.
Yeah.
And, like, just wasn't good as far as just hurting game growth going from, like, MW2, there were nationals for both Xbox 360 and PS3, which was strange to begin with.
Yeah.
And then, going to the PS3 for the entirety of
PS4
2011.
Pros and Xbox One Pros. Oh gosh.
Well, as far as the system is concerned, well, like PS4 is winning the console wars. Like, I hate to tell people,
Yeah.
but they are.
But now think of it this way. So now you have an Xbox One, you have your SCUF, all those things.
Right, yes. It's extreme. Like, you got to purchase a new SCUF now.
But we're agreeing on this. I'm not
right,
saying this against you.
I'm saying, yeah.
So now...
No, we're complaining together.
Let's see. Do you make the decision to keep your Xbox One, or do you trade it in and get the money to trade over to a PS4? Then you go to a PS4, and now your live on Xbox is going to be wasted because now you're having to buy live on PS4.
This is what I did. I ended when it was Black Ops 1 on the Pro Circuit.
Yeah.
I sold my 360 so I could, play on the actual console. And, all my friends from school all played on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And, it was tough not having... oh, no, I didn't sell my Xbox. It broke, so then I ended up buying a PlayStation because I was like, because it's on the Pro Circuit, Like, I'm going to play on the Pro Circuit system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think people will still buy PlayStation 4s, and it's a great system. And like I said, it's winning the console war right now. Like, can't argue with that. But as far as just the overall esports scene for Call of Duty, it would hurt it. Like, you can't argue. You can't argue that it would help it. I mean, like, it's a joke that I'm losing this question. But
people are saying trade in. I think no, it's more like we're going to keep this one as
a tie.
We're both winners.
Gentleman's tie.
Gentleman's tie. You got to shake on it. Why is your hand wet?
Well,
PS4 is a better console, but the Switch is too expensive. Duh. Yeah, I think that's a general consensus here. I have an Xbox, got an Xbox One. I don't want to have to change. Yeah, it'll be a big process. Out of 300 or less, not only every pro by all AM teams would have to switch. Honestly, a lot would wind up having to switch if we moved over to the PlayStation.
People consider, like, Black Ops 1 and MW3 like really like the dark days of like competitive Call of Duty because it was on the PS. Like,
switch.
Right. We went to PS3, and we went to back to 360 for MW3, and then that had like no LAN support at all.
Yeah.
And then once we finally got back to Black Ops 2, that's competitive Call of Duty. Like, shot up and became huge. And obviously, Ghost was successful season apart from maybe what some people think about the game. No. And obviously now with Advanced Warfare, it's doing great. But I mean, I think if we switch, it'll be better.
All right. Well, there goes that question. Another gentleman's tie on that one. Question 5. What are the chances that OG is the EG, aka Evil Geniuses, of last year at X Games and disappoints? As you all know, last year going into X Games, people thought it was a clear-cut EG would win. Well, they wound up falling to Optic Gaming, going to that bronze matchup, and narrowly winning in Game 5 to bring home the bronze medal. A disappointment for a lot of Evil Geniuses fans. Max, you start this one. Do you think Optic Gaming has a chance of falling short here at the X Games like EG? Or do you think it'll happen?
No.
No?
OG's going to win easily.
That's your whole argument.
Well, I mean, OG have a much easier road to the winners finals, and the fact that it's a double elimination bracket this time around, even if they happen to lose to say FaZe or whoever makes it to the winners finals, they'll come back, and then we'll be in for the longest series of our lives because they'll have to play 2 best of 7s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they disappoint. That team is just amazing. 3 events in a row now: Gfinity, ESWC, then Gfinity, and UMG Cali with Karma. There's no shot they disappoint.
I'm going to be honest with you. And now, for the sake of the quick scope.
Please be honest with me, Jack.
For the sake of the quick scope.
You're going to argue?
I'll argue this one.
Oh!
Just for the sake of it.
3 points. Let's go.
Call of Duty champs.
3 points.
We saw Optic Gaming go in with the more than front runner. They wound up placing 7th. More than frustrating event for them. They made some team changes since. We've seen it happen before. Could it possibly happen again? Obviously, the entire chat is going Karma, Green Wall. Don't see how they would lose this one.
I'm an OG fanboy.
You're an OG fanboy?
No, that's what someone said in the chat.
Don't worry. It seems like it. But the only way I could see Optic Gaming falling short this weekend is if somehow they forget to play Search and Destroy, and they win their hard points and they're uplink, but they go to Game 7 and they just lose their S&Ds because they lose a CTF.
Oh, excuse me. You said if they win their hard points and their uplinks? Well, that's 4 wins, so the series is then over.
What about CTF?
There's 2 hard points and 2 uplinks. If they win those 4, then the series is over.
What I'm saying. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of no CTF. All right, no, stop. Rewind it. If they just forget how to play S&D.
Okay.
Dude, what was that face?
3 points. I won.
No. You know what I was
winning? How are you winning?
I was thinking of the best of 7 without CTF.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay, sure.
That's my mistake because we covered that 2 days ago.
Right.
So
forgettable
unless they
mistake.
somehow forget their game modes, and if they wind up facing FaZe in the grand finals and FaZe beats them in this hard point,
forgetting their game modes.
Yeah, if they just wind up failing at everything. We saw FaZe force them a second best of 5 there at Champs
Right.
at Cali.
So what happened in the second best of 5, Jack?
They got 3-0'd.
Yeah, really
Can
quickly.
FaZe adapt now this event? I think that's what it's going to come down to. Can FaZe match them in the finals? Yes, Max did wreck me in the CTF thing there. You got me on that one. that was just my mistake. So, for sake of the quickscope and arguing, yes, there's a chance. We've seen it before. In my heart, what do I say? I think OG takes it. I don't see how they lose. If I had $3, I would put all my dollars on Optic Gaming. That's what we just asked from the back.
I mean, no, there's no shot. They win
Karma,
the gold
10
medal.
rings. It's impossible to win this.
Karma,
It's
10
impossible to
rings.
win 10 we're giving away 8 X Games rings.
I'll tell you right now.
All go to Karma.
Karma's walking away with the gold medal.
Yeah.
Grim 6 is walking away with a gold medal.
Scump, 2-time.
Scump walks away with another gold medal. And then
Wow.
Formal.
Walks away with the gold medal too.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's how
in
it works.
turn.
I
Yeah.
think
So
all-
I win
technically.
because you don't know the best 7 order.
We'll give that one to you, Max.
All right,
We'll
thank
give you on that one.
Now, this is gonna be a fun one. This one we can just have fun with this one.
Yeah.
So what is your crazy post X Games roster prediction?
Just general.
You go first.
I'll start.
I want
Now,
first
are we
last time.
doing serious crazy or jokingly crazy?
I want a seriously crazy and then a joking crazy. I want both.
Serious that could possibly happen is
Give me the scenario too. Like this is what happens, and then they team.
Team Revenge is back.
Okay, that was crazy. That was crazy. I'll give it to you.
Team Revenge is back.
Okay.
All the squad comes back. They all go back to Revenge. They realize, hey, we're better as a squad. Let's do big things as a team. And we see them rise back to the top and potentially do some big things there at UMG Cali in the future.
That's a UMG Dallas.
UMG. I keep saying
You keep
Cali.
doing that.
Honestly, I'm just so tired.
You're gonna
but
fly back in time.
UMG Dallas. Honestly, Cali was a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
I think
Cali
UMG
was-
Dallas. Now now let's do your serious one.
All right, my serious one.
Yeah. I like how you just go quiet.
Because it's
Like, you
crazy.
just, like, think you're
Because this is crazy. I'm like, yo, this
Like,
is crazy.
this is Max. What are you thinking?
Well, because I'm actually got to think about what I'm saying. Because when I'm with Ben and Matt on the show, like I actually have to watch what I'm saying, or else I'll get roasted like that,
Yeah.
like that. So, ready?
Say it.
Clay and Aches team together.
Really?
Yep.
All right. No TP?
No, team stays on empty.
All right. So I think Team Revenge comes back.
Because I have,
You think Clay and
I have Envy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Envy medal this weekend. But yeah, Clay and Aches.
All right.
They're team together.
Both pretty crazy. Now, do you want my ridiculous one?
Yeah. Go for it.
Fwiz quits working at Google.
No, you actually have to have players. Like,
You said it could be crazy and funny.
okay, fine. I'm gonna think of one funny. then.
Fwiz quits working at Google.
Okay.
Hex decides the Optic Nation lineup isn't good enough. He forms Optic Nation under the squad Old Men of Optic. They bring out Big T and Nade, and it's Hex, Big T, Nade, and Fwiz, and they win UMG Dallas. Done! I won. I already won. That vote is completely false. I already won.
Okay.
I'm drinking water because I'm not paying attention because I just won.
I'm trying to think of one that's funnier or crazier than that. Okay, I got one.
Go ahead.
Complexity reforms minus TP. And they have Nate Shot. Complexity Nate Shot, and they're not Complexity, they're TSM. Team Solo Mid.
So the co-owner,
Team Solo Mid.
the co-owner of Optic Gaming plays under TSM.
Yeah, why not? That's crazy. That's
I don't
crazy
see
enough.
how you win this.
Well, I mean, how? What? How?
I don't see how you win this one. Chat thinks I won with my Old Men of Optic prediction.
All right. Well, here's another one. Have a Big T just plays by himself and beats everybody.
If I could have 4 best friends and I could choose anyone, I would want 4 Big Ts. I would just pick 4 clones.
That's tough. Yeah, I mean that's tough to argue against.
You know? Great person.
Yeah, Big T's hilarious.
Absolutely.
I wish him and Rambo won the duo tournament.
Oh yeah.
They went to Nate Shot and Scump. Yeah, that's ridiculous. My serious crazy
Jack
prediction
wins.
was better.
No, I took
Well,
that
what
one.
was your serious crazy prediction? Team Revenge reforms?
Yeah.
Reforms. So that would mean Naga and Remy don't qualify. That means Aqua doesn't qualify. And then Facendo doesn't qualify. Right? Facendo's on orbit, correct? With Burns?
Could happen.
No.
Say it. Say it.
No, can't happen.
Say it.
Clay and Aches come
Say
back
it.
together. That's going to happen.
Say it.
Clay and Aches come back together. They win every event from here on out.
I won that one. That was easy.
No, you don't win that one for making like I could have said Old Men of Optic,
But
whatever. Rambo, Hex, Nathan, Big T, they win everything.
Did you say it?
Well, you would be taking your answer technically.
You didn't say it, right? Okay. So I won that one with ease. You can see there by the votes at the bottom. Cold Nade shot, I'm dead.
Cold Nade shot.
Rest in peace, get wrecked 53. Final question of the Quick Scope.
53.
Thank you guys so much for all of the your thoughts in chat.
Yes.
I've been loving reading them. Which DLC maps and variants do we think will make it into competitive rotation from what we saw yesterday? Pick one or just have an open debate. I say this isn't really a question. I say we just kind of discuss honestly the maps we saw.
Okay, and whoever's a better discussion wins. Because I want to win.
Okay. I don't think it's possible.
Are we doing DLC? So we're doing DLC 3 only?
Yeah.
Okay.
You start.
I will start with my Skyrise Uplink Ramp.
And now, wait, before we start, chat, which game types and game modes from the DLC 3, aka the one we saw yesterday, would you like to see in competitive? Go.
Okay. My Skyrise Uplink Ramp starts with this. So, helipad, bottom green, underneath the helipad, the ball spawns inside bottom green. So it goes through the roof and down into the spawn zone.
Yeah.
Now, you can catch the ball on top of the roof. I think that's pretty game-breaking, or, not that game-breaking, but still a little bit of a flaw.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal on Detroit because the roof on Mid-Atlas breaks. So, there's that. Then, as we were doing in the studio yesterday, as we were testing some stuff out, you can exo slide, jump, double jump, dash forward twice, and throw the ball in through a skylight and score a 1-point play. Not the easiest thing to do, but I'm sure pro players, if they practice it enough, could do it pretty consistently. Next, top 3 on the skylight building. It used to be blue and red side, didn't it? So now it's right.
I'm not entirely sure. But
so let's just call it skylight side, right?
the top roof that you can get on.
Yeah, right. So if you just have a player camping up there, you can just grab the drone, throw it up to them, and they can just turn around and make a 1-point play easy. So I think that's pretty broken.
All right. Can I make my rebuttal?
Well, yeah, it's the whole point of the Quick Scope.
Where the drone falls in at isn't as bad as Max makes it sound. You need to make sure to hold down that top area.
That's the least worst part about it.
You can wind up sneaking it. One thing that Max didn't mention about the map is how easy it is to grab the drone and toss it off and reset it on that whole side. You can bring it to the back office side of the map and hold it there with very few areas where you can get shot from. It would be counterproductive to the game. That, for me, is one of the toughest parts of this uplink and making it work. Another thing to point out, the slide and toss off helipad isn't as bad as you make it sound.
Pretty bad.
You need to grab the drone.
Did you see your vine?
You need to run it top middle. You need to then sprint, slide, double jump, and throw while executing the toss.
Okay.
Without, close your mouth, Papa. Without getting stunned or EMP'd and hitting it through the roof in which the glass has to be broken.
Forget.
And then it doesn't get picked. You can either pick it from standing on top of the roof or from double jumping below it by standing on top of the desk. You're making that sound like that's something easy while running top middle and not getting shot?
Okay, I'm just going to stand inside my base and wait for an uplink drone to come flying through the roof.
Not that, but
oh, wait, I got shot and I got killed. Now I'm on respawn. Or even the fact that the player can just stand on top of the roof and wait for the ball. Even if they don't make the throw, the ball comes back to them. They're like, oh, thanks for the pass. I'm going to come up here. Boom. Uplink drone 1 point.
You're making it sound like that's the easiest thing in the world. Also, if someone sits on top of that top roof, first of all, it's very easy to double jump up there yourself to try to fight the player. Second,
if you're spawning in the building and attacking out, no, it's not. You have to come out of the building, come back around, and jump on top of the roof.
all you have to do is,
If your team is pressuring, that
I
side,
was playing the map yesterday.
Yeah.
You can easily jump from the one side, either side, double jump from the windows, slide, double jump onto the ledge,
Right.
and then you're up there in a quarter of a second.
that's what I'm saying. But still, if your team is pressuring that side and they have ARs on either top helipad, top rafters, or even top elevators, you can still kill the person trying to jump up there.
But now I'm just letting you know, you're getting it to a situation in which you need people in flawless positions.
Not flawless positions at all. These are power positions in high rise. These are simple power positions people used to hold in CTF all the time.
To be able to for what you're saying, you need someone to grab the drone, run a helipad. You need someone who's sitting on top of the helipad who can
Not
lock
run
it down with
helipad.
AR.
You spawn. The drone spawns at the helipad essentially.
90% of the time, you won't be picking it up from the top side.
Right,
You're
fine,
picking it up from the
fine.
bottom.
You grab it from the bottom.
Then you got to double jump up. You got to run, throw it, double jump,
Go
toss.
back. You run back to your side. You
Oh,
jump.
hold on, I'm not done. Then you need someone on top of the roof. So now you have 3 of your 4 players in a full position, not thinking anyone else has been killed, or you need to dunk in some way to come back. You're getting a little bit of a stretch with the Skyrise
No.
uplink breakdown. Let's
No way.
move on.
No, no way.
Kremlin. Thoughts on the map?
Great map. I actually haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, I like the map a lot. I think it plays pretty well. The turrets, I don't think were that big of a deal. Like we said before, people agreed not to use the care package on Octane. So, just if the turrets really become that big of a deal,
Here's my thing. We watched one game of it.
well, Ben got destroyed by that turret like 6 times.
I would need to see more, to be quite honest with you, to see exactly how it flowed, to see if it winds up working out to the best. Very, very, very AR heavy map. I think we'd maybe see one SMG, and that would only be on certain hills, like we see right now, when Formal would possibly switch to a sub for the back bar, the back lobby hardpoint on retreat, and then would go back to his bow for the bottom dirt hardpoint. Those certain situations, I think we'd see a lot on that map. Definitely something that could be used, but
Well,
man, the turrets are really frustrating.
They're not that frustrating.
They are, though.
No, they're not.
They are.
They're really not. They're just a turret. The turret on Biolab is that frustrating for you?
It's a turret and a head glitch, and the bottom hill is in the bottom of the
Pull out a
road.
sniper, shoot him in the face, kill him.
But you're acting like that's so easy. That's completely.
People run overkill all the time. Well, not anymore, but
All right. That's
no.
Kremlin.
Let's think. How many AR heavy maps do we actually have for Hardpoint? Like AR heavy.
I mean, you could consider retreat to
Right.
be the most AR heavy.
I'm thinking retreat. Right. Biolab, not really. Solar, a little bit, not really.
Solar, I would put it as an AR heavier map.
Right.
I wouldn't consider the back garage hill, and I wouldn't consider the
parking lot.
the warehouse hill to be AR heavy. I would consider the first hill, the pipes hill, and the back parking lot hill AR heavy.
I still think you're still gonna run like 3 ASM1s in one battle, on Solar.
I think it's 2 and 2 more than anything, and I would consider any map that's 2 and 2 to be more AR heavy.
I feel like the only
Because
hill
you play Biolab and it's 4 subs.
the only hill that's really extremely AR heavy for me is the first one, the pool hill. Like, because there's so many open areas, like you can sit on top of.
I think you're
a lot of
forgetting how AR heavy the back lot hill is too.
As far as locking it down, yeah, but you still need your ASM1s in the hill to hold it.
But I think that any AR heavy map is considered a map that's run 2 and 2 on it.
What are they voting for? I don't know what they're voting.
They're voting for just who's winning this argument, and it's quite apparent. that I am.
No, but I think Kremlin, from what we've seen so far of it, is pretty good. I don't think the turret's that big of a deal. Like I like Chance's roast yesterday. If the turrets were that, if you didn't die 5 times to a turret, would it still be that big of a deal?
Yeah. So that's Kremlin. Parliament
No, like I said, I hate it. It's a London map.
from Benson,
It's not. It's not from Benson.
just because of Benson.
Benson created that map. No.
Yeah.
I don't think that's one map I don't think we saw enough of. As far as just alleys and everything. Ben was just saying he didn't like it in general. I don't think that's what people expected from the map. As far as being, it's like on a warship, right? On a carrier.
Yeah, like outside of the British Parliament, it's weird.
It's
weird.
it's like on a carrier. You can kind of go onto land a little bit. I think there's like a little area you can go to, but I would like to experiment with that map a little bit. See how that map plays.
It's the most symmetrical. I think it got
Right.
shot down way too quickly yesterday. Ben didn't know the maps, so he, like, after playing it more, you expect not to be able to run through the middle, which he was like roasting, like, this is stupid. You expect to be able to predict where they come from.
Right.
We'll see after playing it more how that one winds up. Yeah, I still think it could possibly be played for hardpoint. And they said it was cluttered. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff everywhere, but you don't know the map yet, so that's how it's going to work.
Exactly. Like give it a shot.
Yeah,
Like
and then-
Kremlin and Parliament, I think the 2 ones I need to actually experiment with.
Check out more. And then final map is Compound.
Every game mode ever.
No.
No, joking.
I think we can all agree. It was something that we were like, okay, if we're testing them, let's just test uplink. So Ben played it way too fast paced.
I wonder how Hardpoint is on that map.
The opponents were spawning in his own base, in his own spawn area.
I just want to see how funny your
Weird.
uplink is on that map.
Hardpoint, you mean?
Hardpoint, yeah, that's what I meant, excuse me.
Imagine it would just be spawn in, throw your nades, rush the hill.
I feel like you would
hope.
spawn in the hill at some points. You would just spawn in the hill.
That'd be pretty nuts.
But
Because there's like so few spawn points.
yeah, so I think we high rise. The Hardpoint locations, correct me if I'm wrong, are very similar to the headquarters spots that they were on
gosh, I don't
in MW2. That's hard to remember.
Benson's biggest issue is there's no underground hardpoints. So the first hardpoint is on
Big
the.
of a deal.
That's I'm just saying what Ben's issue is.
Yeah.
Is the area in the middle of the map where the generators are. The second one is on the one side of the helipad.
Right,
near
it's
the
both helipads.
Yeah, and then the other side of the helipad. And then one is in the back office base, and the other one is in the other side of the office.
I think those
And
were the
then down
headquarters spots as well.
Probably very similar.
I think Ron said they were very similar, or they were the same. But I like the whole. As far as the hardpoint hills, they make sense. Other than the underground one, I guess you would want a 6th hill underground. But in the middle, one side, the other side, the other side, the other side, back to the middle.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I like the whole switching sides and going back and forth. Really makes you rotate and stuff. And there's different ways you can rotate as far as which side you push underground.
Would it have been good to have a hard point underneath the helipad?
In that green room?
Yeah.
No, because there's only really 2 entrances into it, so it's extremely tough to break if you get 2 dominant sub players. Like unless you all have to flood either one side or the other.
Yeah.
I feel like pinching that would be pretty hard.
Well, that's gonna do it here for the quick scope today.
Good fun. Good fun.
Yeah,
Top
very
banter.
good argument.
Top banter.
I took that one.
We shake
for sure.
So we're tied, I guess, in the overall series.
No, I think.
No, I won the other one. Go to the replay.
No, we're not gonna go to any replay. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to a very quick commercial break.
Very quick.
When we come back, the top 20 players heading into X Games. We broke it down by stats. We have some great gameplays for you all. We'll go through 20 through 16, 15 through 11, 10 through 6, and then 5 through 1.
Impactful players to watch.
Yeah, impactful players to watch. Don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, we'll also talk about the X Games Austin app. Stay tuned.